What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Damien After Dark. You're watching the official and all new Bad versus Wild after show only on Damien After Dark right here, okay? I'm so glad you decided to join me. We're about to have a good old time. But before we begin, you know the drill. If you're new here or maybe you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead, click that subscribe button down there and click that thumbs up button and like this video. That's the most important thing because it helps us get into the algorithm where more beautiful people like yourself can hang out with us each and every week, right? Also, get in the comment section because I want to hear from y'all. Were you team bad? Were you team wild this episode? Were you team baddies? Or were you team original Bad Girls Club OGs? Y'all know my answer. We're going to get into that, but y'all already know my answer. Last but not least, if you would like to support the Damien After Dark movement, in the description box below will be some ways that you can donate using PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle. I'll also post my Amazon wish list. Every dollar and cent goes a long way. Thank you guys for the support and the love. I appreciate it so much. So let's talk about it. We're on what, episode 5 or 6, or Bad versus Wild. A lot of you were saying you liked the first episode, but then it got a little stagnant. But this episode, I feel like, has kind of redeemed the last few stagnant episodes. It was a pretty decent episode. It was all right, right? We got to see Bree versus Rolly. Oh, oh, do I have some things to say, and y'all are not gonna like them, but hey, that's it is what it is, right? So yeah, we have Team Bad, which is the baddies. And that is Scotty, Natalie, Rolly, Mariah, Taseki, and Sydney Thirst Bucket Star. And I'm just gonna get in Sydney's ass in a minute. And not in the way that she wants me to, but I'm fixing to really get this girl in a minute, okay? Just hang tight. Oh, and Saya, whatever. I forget she's there on Team Baddies. And then on Team Bad Girls Club, OGs, we have Megan James, from BGC Mexico. We have Kat from BGC Miami. We have Bree from BGC 15, 16. Her and Seven both same season, I believe. Low London from BGC Chicago. Janelle, I believe, was she BGC Miami or Atlanta? And Jayla, who was on this LA season with the Claremont twins. Who are y'all rooting for? Y'all know, like I said, y'all already know I'm rooting for it. The originals, the Blueprint, the Bad Girls Club. Those are the girls that I'm rooting for. And I was kind of agreeing with Kat because Kat said throughout this episode, why is Natalie over there on the Team Baddies? Yes, Natalie did create Baddies and she's on this show now, but she really is a bad girl. She's an OG. She started from there. There would be no baddies without Bad Girls Club. So I felt like she should have been more on that team. And they could have had more actual baddies cast members on the baddies team. And one of my biggest questions with watching this episode was why the fuck did we bring Sydney Starr onto the team baddies when we have plenty other girls we could have chose from who have been on baddies seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4? I'm just confused. We couldn't have found somebody else. I mean, from what? Was she Team Baddies or was she Bad Girls Club? She was Team Baddies, yeah. She wants to be Team Bad Girls Club. Sydney does, but she was Team Baddies. I'm like, we couldn't have brought any. But I mean, I don't know. So they compared the team captains is Natalie, of course, on Team Bad. Megan James, she's on Team Wild. Now on Megan's team, of course, you know, did I say that? Did I say who we had on Megan's team? Kat. Yeah, I did. Kat, Bree, Seven, Low London, Janelle, and Jayla. So they compared the stats of the two team captains, Natalie and Megan, right? Natalie has 2.4 million Instagram followers. Meg has 1.2 million Instagram followers. Natalie has done 15 plus reality shows. Megan has done 10. And then it says BGC appearances. Natalie has done 26 BGC appearances and Megan has done 11. I'm like, wait, what? Natalie was on Bad Girls Club 26 times? There's no way that she was on that many times. Like, I know she reappeared quite a few times on this season, unless they were referring to Bad Girls Club appearances. Period. Oxygen, like, All Star Battle, making it to the mansion, love games, those types of things that Natalie did. Unless they're referring to that, I'm like 26 times. I know, like I don't know. I don't remember Megan being on there 10 times either. Am I missing something, y'all? Help me out there. And why they say Natalie had beef with, they were talking about how many beefs each girl has had. Why they say Natalie had beef with Gypsy Rose? Now, we know that was a lie. Y'all, that was a lie. That was not true. The internet be believing anything. I don't know why, but Lemon Pepper, his brother makes me more nauseous than he does. The guy that introduces Lemon Pepper, and I'm not going to harp on that long. That was just a little note I made. Like, they're so cringy. I don't know what it is. I guess it's because they're like, I don't know. Never mind. So French Montana is the musical guest for the week. Y'all know they have a musical guest perform before the show, or to open the show and close the show. We see him perform. The song is cute. I ain't heard from French Montana in a minute. I'm like, oh, okay, shit, French Montana, he's still around. I didn't know if something happened to him or what. He got a few cute little 1-2 steps that I like. I think he should have stayed with Khloe Kardashian, because him and Khloe Kardashian had a little something going on at one point, and I think he should have stayed in that bag the whole time, because that would have been his best bet at relevancy. Because let's face it, are you going to a French Montana concert? What's your favorite French Montana song? Now, don't get me wrong, he got some good songs. Like, what's that song he did with Sway Lee from? He did a song with the brothers, or the Ray Shrimmer. Do you know Ray Shrimmer, the little group? He did, what's that song? It's not enough for me being with you. Ooh, y'all know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna sip on this drink while I'm fucked up. That song. That was a good one, but I'm just saying, like, we ain't seen you in a while, French. That's the most press he got was when he was with Khloe. And who is the guy rapping with French? And who let you on stage? Who are you, sir? We don't know you. Maybe he's just a hype man. I don't know. Now, in my opinion, the Bad Girls Club girls should have been Team Bad. That's just my opinion. Bad Girls Club originals. Baddies should have been Team Wild, because y'all act wild as fuck. Y'all are wild as fuck. The Bad Girls Club were bad girls. Y'all are wild. So y'all should have been Team Wild. Along with Sydney, I'm surprised that Sia is there. Saya, whatever. No shade, nothing personal to this girl, but she was boring. She was a snore. We don't care. You left Baddies East, so why are you here? Are you just here to be lazy and collect the check and go home? Like, because you better fucking perform. And from what we saw, you didn't really give much of nothing, Saya. I don't know. To me, Saya just doesn't give baddie or bad girl. She gives more hoochie daddy, right? In their show, y'all told me there's a show with some studs on it, like Baddies, called Hoochie Daddies. You need to go on over there, Saya. And it's no shade. It's not saying you can't hang with the baddies, because of course you can in a regular setting. But for reality TV, for entertainment purposes, I'm tired. Like, I'm asleep. Hang it up, boo. Hang it up. Flat screen. She fine though, or not fine, but not fine. I think she cute. You know what I'm saying? Now Sydney, does numerous cringy things throughout this episode, as I'm sure that you witnessed and watched yourself at home. I cringed so many times, and everything Sydney did was something negative, was something just tacky, nauseating, couthless. Natalie's introducing her girls, and Sydney snatches the mic from Natalie, and it's like, I'm the transgender diva, and I like to suck dick from the back. I'm the transgender diva, I like to suck dick from the back. Like, girl, give it up. Give it up. It's tired. It's tired, Sydney. It's tired. This act that you've been doing for the last few years is tired and it's played the fuck out. We're not laughing with you, we're laughing at your ass. You're not funny. You're a joke. You're the biggest fucking joke out there in entertainment. Like, seriously. You, Automatic, the rest of y'all ought to just line up. Blind leading the motherfucking blind, okay? And this is why nobody takes your goofy ass serious, Sydney. Seriously. This is why nobody takes her. This is why you wonder why you don't really work in this industry. You wonder why you're selling bussy, dirty bussy out of hotel rooms. It's because nobody wants to work with you. You had your shot on Love and Hip Hop New York or whichever Love and Hip Hop franchise that was, and you fucking blew that. And I'm telling you what else you blew, but you blew that because you're just a fucking hot ass mess and you don't know how to have decorum and couth. And there's a time and place for you to. I mean, it was just like she did it, and she even did a deep voice. I'm the transgender diva, and I like to suck dick from the back. Like, it's not cute. It's not. I'm sorry, it's not. 1 step forward, 10 steps back with her. Okay, and you take the trans community back too. And people may not think that because she's one individual, but when people watch this who, may not have a lot of education on trans people or may not know any trans people, and they see this, they think every trans person is that way. Now, that's their ignorance, but it's still a fact of life or a matter of fact. So why not represent yourself, Sydney, in a different way? You can still be entertaining without having to attack women. You can still be entertaining without having to talk about how you suck dick from the back and you're the transgender diva. Like, I don't know. She's just a troubled soul. Honestly, she's a troubled fucking soul. Like, and stop saying I'm the transgender over and over again. We get it. We get it. You have told enough people in the world that you're the transgender diva, that you love to suck dick from the back. We get it, and we're bored, and we're tired. We're done, Sydney. We're done. Let the mouse go. Now, notice how Jayla... Y'all notice how, like, when the teams were up on stage, Jayla was nowhere to be found. She had to make her own solo appearance onto stage. She had to make her own solo entrance onto the stage. Like, girl, you were so insecure. Why didn't you just come out with your team? Are you mad that Megan James was the team captain and you weren't the team captain? Is that what it really is? Because you've always lived in Natalie's shadow and been envious of her. Let's face it. Jayla's always been envious of Natalie. She doesn't show it, but she lives in her shadow. She came on to BGC 14 or whatever season that she was on, and she wanted to be the Natalie Nunn. You can tell she had studied the book of Natalie Nunn. She kept saying, this is the Jayla show. This is the Jayla show. You're trying to get an I Run LA moment, and it wasn't sticking, baby. And that's why the Claremont twins overshadowed you on your season. And that's why you had to join them. If you can't beat them, join them. You were outnumbered because what you thought, Jayla, coming into BGC 14 was that you was going to run that house and run every girl in there. But then you saw you was outnumbered by those outspoken twins called the Claremont twins, and you knew they wasn't going to have that shit. So what did you do? You teamed up with them, and you became the triplet of the Claremont triplets. And you couldn't hold your own, and that's okay. You still can't hold your own. I'm sorry, y'all. I just don't like Jayla. Thirst bucket, lame, low-key homophobic, won't admit it, but she is. Just don't care for Jayla. Like, and you had, like, that entrance that she made. Girl, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. And no shade for Team Bad, but, like, we don't even have the best bad. And y'all, I promise I'm not trying to complain a lot. I'm trying not to. But we don't even have the best bad girls to represent the Bad Girls Club. No shade. 7. And I love Janelle, but Janelle, like, I don't know. Like, I wish, and it's not that they're not iconic in their own right or they're not entertaining. It's just we've seen them so much on the Zeus Network that we're just kind of like, they don't really bring much. Like, where is Tierra and Stassi? Right? Where's Tierra? Where is Lucci V? Where is Erica? I don't understand. I don't understand. Where is Rocky? Where is Morgan Osmond and Kristen Kelly from BGC Miami? Where is Shar? right? I mean, I'm giving names. I'm throwing names out here, Zeus. Can we do something different? Maybe they've tried to give them offers. Maybe they've tried to work with them. I don't know. Um, I think Natalie doesn't want any former bad girls that are going to come on there and outshine her, which is why I think Lucci v. Erica has not been on the show, because I think she would outshine Natalie, and that would worry her. Because it drove Natalie crazy that Krishan outshined her, but she didn't care in a way, and had to just kind of, she cared, but she had to swallow it in a way, because Krishan was the face. Krishan was making the money. Krishan was that girl. Whether you liked her or not, like, I'm not a big Krishan fan. I'm just stating facts. For the network, she was that girl, and people loved her. Now, getting into the actual games that they played, they switched it up this week, thankfully, and gave us some new games. And the first game that they played was Bad Bingo, which is pretty much bingo, but they're asking really raunchy questions, and I mean really raunchy questions, like, put on your bingo card if you've ever let a man nut in you, come in you, and then you went and got a plan B. I'm like, God damn. And then it was like, if you've ever had sex in your parents' bedroom. I'm like, baby, the bar is low. The bar is low. I'm convinced that Lemon Pepper came up with these questions to get his freak off, so he could get off on it. I'm convinced Lemon Pepper came up with these questions as he sat back in the control room, jacking his cock and watching these girls run to the front of this bingo card with their asses hanging out, as he sat back and enjoyed it, allegedly. Now, did y'all notice one of the bingo question was, place on your bingo card if you've ever dated anyone in this studio? And Scotty ran up there and like she put her little ball on the board. We saw you, Scotty. We know. Who you dating in the studio, Scotty? Who you dating that was in that studio? Now, the Bad Bingo game, even though it was very raunchy, it was kind of interesting and a little fun, I guess, because it was something different. Raunchy, but funny. Then they did a question that was like, put on your bingo card if you've ever eaten or tried truffle butter. And I'm like, huh? Truffle butter? Bitch, what is that? And I was sitting there, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I know Nicki Minaj got a song called Truffle Butter, with Wayne, Lil Wayne. But I never really knew what it meant, right? Like, I knew of the word, but I didn't know what it actually meant. So I had to Google it, bitch. Why don't they give trigger warnings? I had to Google it, okay? And bitch, when I tell you that I gagged, I died, I went to hell, went to heaven, came back, resurrected, came back to life. I said, what? And people are eating this and putting it in their mouth? And I had to think about it. I said, have I ever ate truffle butter before? Ugh! Do y'all know what truffle butter is? Let me just fill you in. Let me just educate all y'all out there. Now, if you got children in the room, y'all already know the deal. It's not called Damien After Dark for no motherfucking reason, okay? Children should not be in the room. Truffle butter. According to Urban Dictionary, right? Oh my God, I can't believe I'm actually going to say this on camera. It's for educational purposes. Truffle butter. Now, keep in mind, some of these girls have done this, have eaten this, put this in their mouth, okay? Keep that in mind. Scotty, your little nasty ass ran up there so quick. Megan, y'all little nasty hoes. Truffle butter. A combination of fluids from having anal sex and intercourse. Reference to the color and texture of thick substance that forms after having both anal sex, the direct penetration of the vagina afterwards without washing first. Taking its name from the truffles because of its color. of gooey, thick substance created after penetrating both holes sexually, and its texture of the gooey substance being something thick like that of butter. Used in a sentence. She needed to wash her booty. It was swimming in truffle butter. Bitch, I need a moment of silence, okay? Oh my God. Oh my God. And you hoes put this in your mouth. And I had to think about it because I've had anal sex, right? But I ain't never heard of no truffle but seen no truffle butter, bitch, between my ass cheeks. But then again, it says, okay, then again, it says you go from anal to vaginal. So I guess that's the difference. The color and the texture of a thick... Moving on. I can't. Ew. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't. And Nick Cannon, was you trying to tell us something when you went and took... Because Nick went and took one of the tennis balls and put it on the little square that said, let a ninja nut in you. Let a ninja come in you and take a plan B. Nick was up there putting the ball up there. I'm like, you trying to tell us something, Nick? Now, we know you've nutted in some people and no plan Bs were taken. But you let somebody nut in you? Is that what... Now, I know that the balls were falling and he was trying to put it back up there. But where is the Ant? Security. Ant should be doing that. They ask questions like, have you ever had a threesome? First of all, truffle butter? No. Never tried that a day in my life. Would never. Okay? What were some of the other questions? And y'all answer these too in the comments. Have you ever tried truffle butter? Have you? Have you ever let someone nut in you and then you took a plan B? Well, I can't take a plan B, so I'm not going to answer that question. Ever had sex in my parents' bed? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't like to have sex in people's beds because I feel like that's disrespectful. Because I don't want nobody fucking in mine, right? Yeah, if you offer it, yeah, I'll fuck in it if I need to. Have you ever had a threesome? They asked that question. Yes, I have. Have you masturbated in the last 48 hours? Yes, I have. Bingo, bitch. Oh, TMI, y'all. I'm just playing along with the game, okay? I'm just playing along with the game. Now Sydney up here bragging about being in thousands of threesomes. Like it's just cute and to brag about that. Now, yeah, and listen, I might sound hypocritical. I just said I've had a threesome. But thousands, Sydney? Girl, go get checked. Ew. Have you ever broken up a relationship? Scotty proudly ran up there to put her tennis ball on the board. Proudly ran. Have y'all ever broken up a relationship? I haven't. Not intentionally, I don't think. I don't think I ever have accidentally either. I don't play that either. That's one of the things I don't want that done to me. I don't want to do it to anyone else. Team Wild wins the bad bingo. They go on to play a game called Name That Trick, which is pretty much like charades, right? Impersonate someone and guess who it is. But I was confused at first because they called Bree and Rolly up to play charades or to do the game. And they wasted no time. Bree ran. Now I will say, watching the footage, Bree sort of ran up on Rolly first. The girls were walking towards one another, and Bree was like, and then Rolly kind of ran in too. So we see them fight, and then I'm like, okay, this whole little game was set up for Rolly and Bree to fight. Now I know Rolly and Bree had beef, but I didn't know it went that deep, right? Didn't they fight on Baddies too? On Baddies South, I think. Yeah, I knew they had beef. I just didn't know it ran this deep. Um, I know Rolly, when Rolly's mad, she does one or two things. She says, "Come here, bitch," or she does like this, and that's what she was doing to Bree. So I knew we were fixing to get that Rolly. Now, I don't know where this delusion is coming from that Bree. Look, y'all. I know a lot of y'all are not Rolly fans. Okay, I understand that. I understand that. I respect that. That is your opinion. That's the beautiful thing about the country that I live in, America. That is the beautiful thing about us being here on YouTube and being a family together. We can agree to disagree, right? But a lot of y'all fans in the comments was talking about Rolly really did her big one with, or Bree really did her big one with Rolly. Rolly really didn't do nothing to Bree. I'm like, are we watching the same thing? Because I don't care what nobody says. Rolly got Bree. I don't care, y'all. Y'all can argue with me in the comment section. Get in the comments below. Who won, Bree or Rolly? Are you team Bree or are you team Rolly? Rolly won that. I'm sorry. She was taking Bree up by the head and ah, uh, 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 uh. And y'all can't lie. Y'all can't lie. Do I need to roll the footage? What Mariah Huck on Married to Medicine say? Do I need to bring the receipts, baby girl? Do I need to bring the receipts, baby girl? We saw it, y'all. Rolly won that. Rolly even won MVP by Nick Cannon at the end of the episode when Team Bad won. And even the host, the girl that be on the mic, that be hosting everything up there, talking, whatever her name is, that chick that I like, I forget her name. She even says Rolly has the crown on her head because she was mollywopping Bree all across that motherfucking floor. Now later we see in the episode where Rolly or Bree is backstage whining, talking about, I'm just pissed because all Rolly does is pull hair. Well, don't all y'all pull hair? Every time I feel like it's a natural instinct when you're fighting somebody that if you're in a vulnerable spot or you're trying to get a good grip on somebody, you grab them by the head of the hair. And then you whop, 1, 2, right? A lot of the fans were saying Bree won. And I'm like, baby, are we watching the same thing? It's the delusions for me. And then Bree gonna tell Rolly, I don't know if Rolly said to Bree, you're just jealous or what. But Bree said, I'm not jealous of you. Look at you. Look how big you are. And look how little I am. And I'm like, is that supposed to be a read? Because the big jokes were just played out, y'all. I'm just going to be real with you. The big jokes are played out. I know Rolly got weight loss surgery. But there are people that are genuinely happy with their weight out there, right? There are bigger girls out there. There are BBWs. Or not even just black women, white women, women in general that are thicker, fuller figured, bigger, heavier set, whatever you want to use, that love their weight. They don't want to be little. They don't want to be thin. So why do you, Bree, feel like you're better than because you're smaller? I just don't like it. I don't like it. I get they're arguing and they're fighting and you say mean shit when you argue and you fight, But if you're going to read, we need to be original. Come with some original reads. Come with something that's going to really get her. Because Rolly's heard the fat shit 1,000 times now. And it's almost like somebody trying to come for me, trying to read me about being gay. That's not going to do anything, sister girl. Nothing. Because I know who I am, and I know I'm gay, and I'm happy as that. So anything you say, any fag, queer, anything, that's not going to hurt me, sis. And I feel like Rolly probably feels the same way. Like, they're played out. Now, as Rolly is doing the 1-2 on Bree, here come Sydney Thirst Bucket, dry pussy ass, bum booty, no stars, to run around and try to sneak Rolly. Bitch, you done lost it. Sydney, you done lost your motherfucking fucking mind. You make the trans community look bad. You do, Sydney. And Zeus, why do y'all keep hiring this whore? Why do we keep hiring this whore? Yeah, I said it. I'm tired of looking at this $2 Days In back page. Be nice, Damien. It's Sunday. It's Easter. It's Happy Easter, everyone. Happy Easter to you and your family, by the way. I hope you're having a great Easter. I meant to say that at the beginning of the video. I'm talking all this trash on the Lord's Day. I hope y'all hunted eggs. I hope you had great food, enjoyed family time. You know, I had a great time with my family. I'm trying to reel it in a little bit, okay? I'm trying to reel it in just a little bit. Woo! Reel it in, Damien. Rolly should have knocked Sydney's fucking head off. That's what she should have done. That's what you should have did, Rolly. You should have showed Sydney, don't you fucking play with me, and knock that hoe's head right off her, clean off her motherfucking shoulders. Now, Sydney, you know, and Rolly does try to go and attack Sydney back. We do see that, but security steps in, and then we see Sydney fall off the couch. That's another one of the things that Sydney does. One of her tired theatrics that she plays is that she will conveniently and purposely fall in hopes that the audience will just, oh my God, it's so funny. And it's like, Sydney, you're not that clumsy and ditzy and, well, ditzy maybe, but not that klutzy clumsy where you just fall all the time. You're just doing it for a reaction. Sydney's entire career and existence and life has been about getting a reaction out of people. If you look up Clout Chaser, Sydney's name is right there. Her fat face is right there. So the next girls come up, which are Taseki and Kat. And Nick says, give your best impressions of Cardi B. And Megan says what I was thinking. I thought this was supposed to be charades. And I'm like, I'm thinking the same thing. They're saying who can give the best impression, I guess. Instead of guessing who you're impersonating, it's which team gives the better impression. It was a hot-ass mess, I'm not going to lie. That game should be scrapped. It was giving hot mess. Anyway, Taseki wins the Cardi B impression. Seven wins the Megan James impersonation. Mariah Lynn wins the Ice Spice impersonation, which, I mean, isn't that hard. Anybody can impersonate Ice Spice. Put on a Annie, a little orphan Annie wig, a little red Annie wig. Bend over, shake your ass, say gra, and there you go. Jayla impersonates Natalie. And Scotty also impersonates Natalie, right? And low-key, Jayla was clowning Natalie. And Natalie couldn't see it because Jayla was facing the audience when she was doing it. But when she was like, let's get to the back, she was like extending her mouth, trying to make her chin long, right? Like, she was clowning her friend, low-key. Her friend, right? She was clowning Natalie. But I do have to give Jayla that round because they gave Scotty that. They gave Scotty that win impersonating Natalie. And I'm like, no, Jayla had that one down. Jayla got that one. How are we going to give Scotty that one? Jayla had that one down, right? Now, Megan had to impersonate Oprah, and I was confused on her impersonation because she was like, you get a baby, and you get a baby, and you get a baby. And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? You get a baby? What? Like, I get the whole reference of you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, but where is a baby? I don't know. Now, the third game they play is called Grope the Rope. Now, Zeus, with the reputation that y'all have and the bad press that y'all have been getting lately, why would you Why would you have grope in anything tied to you when y'all allegedly be groping cast members and shit? Well, I don't know about groping, but you know. Anyways, it's pretty much a game of tug of war. Y'all know these challenges are very juvenile. They're very sandbox. They're very elementary school. Somebody had a 30-minute meeting and said these are the games we're going to play, and there we go. Team Bad wins the tug of war. There's not much to say about that game, so we're going to move on from that, right? We didn't really see much other than Team Bad won. Now, the last game they play is Stand on Business. Standing on it. Standing on it. Standing on it. Standing on business. Standing on it. Standing on it. Standing on it. Standing on business. That's the last game now. Standing on business is where you kind of confront somebody that you may have beef with, and you stand on business. You kind of, it's almost like, I guess it's almost like a roasting session too. That's what I was kind of taking from it. It was almost kind of like a roasting thing. So, you know, the girls are kind of going back and forth, you know, baddies are better, bad girls club is better. They're kind of going back and forth, kind of bickering with one another, not taking it too serious. But Saya stands up. Sia, I can never get it right. I don't know. Y'all know I'm bad with names. Saya steps up. And I thought she was fixing to give us something, right? I'm like, okay. I told you, Saya, you was going to work for this check. You better not show up and be lazy as fuck and just sit there and collect your check. Well, she tried, right? She tried. It failed, but she tried. You know, I thought she was finally fixing to give us something right, something entertaining, something juicy. But it was just giving straight man. Sorry, straight man, boring straight man. Like, she says, I'm not going to roast y'all. I just want to eat y'all's pussy, pretty much. Something along those lines. She's not going to roast them, but she wants to eat their pussy. I mean, girl, if you don't sit down with Sydney Star, you the female trans version of Sydney Star. Sydney talking about up here she want to suck a dick from the back. You talking about how you want to eat all the girls' pussies. Y'all just, I mean, I'm sorry, Saya. I don't mean to compare you to Sydney because you're not anywhere near as diabolical and weird and fucking just annoying as Sydney. So I'm not going to put you in that category. But y'all both was very horny that day. I'm going to say that, okay? Now, 7, she steps up and she makes a good point. And she says, you know, no shade to the baddies or nothing. But if it wasn't for the Bad Girls Club, there'd be no baddies. Preach. I mean, a word, right? A word. Now, again, here goes Jayla. God, y'all, this... I really don't like Jayla. I really don't. And she just gets thirstier and thirstier. Here she go. Nobody, right? Nobody says a thing about Jayla. Nobody says a word about her appearance. Nobody mentions her name. Nothing. And then why she bring her ass to the front of the stage and say, I know y'all call me handsome Squidward, but this face card never declines. So I'm like the baddest bitch ever. And stomped her feet. And I think Natalie even said, oh, I'm like, what? Girl, who sent for you? Who called for you, Jayla? Jaylamina. Like, I'm confused. Who mentioned you even being a handsome Squidward in this entire episode? But now that you mention it, I can see it. No shade. All tea, all shade. But I was just confused. Like, girl, are you mad like Sydney that you ain't getting enough camera time? So let's go up here and jump on the front of the stage and look stupid and look foolish. Like, come on, thirsty ass. Why you even do... Did anybody else feel that way? Like, what the fuck did that come from, Jayla? That's not the point of this. The point of this game is not show us how fragile your ego is. The point of this game is not show us how insecure you are of a female. You're showing, Jayla, you're showing that the handsome Squidward comments bother you. That's what you really did. You thought you ate, but you really show that you're insecure about those comments. We got Mariah up here bragging about her ass shot. I mean, the whole stand on business was a hot mess too. I mean, Mariah up here talking about I got ass shots, and she's smacking them and shaking them. I'm like, baby, it don't. You think you ate too, and that's not giving what you thought it gave. You need to go have them ass shots dissolved. Start over. Go back to the beginning. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. And then, like, it's just also random, like this whole stand on business thing. Because then you got Taseki. Not only, so we got Mariah Lynn shaking her ass, talking about she's got ass shots. We got Jayla talking about face card never declined. Y'all talk about me saying I'm handsome Squidward. And then you got Taseki saying DC or Baltimore, y'all. DC or Baltimore. Which one's better? Baltimore. Like, what? What is happening? I'm confused. Like, I want to turn my TV off. I don't want to watch this anymore. It had potential, but it turned into trash at the end. Like, what the fuck? I feel like I've been scammed. I mean, even Nick Cannon looks disgusted. He's up here on the mic like... I don't even think Nick would tap any of these hoes. Nick's like, why did I ever sign up with this shit? Let's wrap this shit up. I don't think we'll get a Bad vs. Wild season 2. That's just me. Do I think the show is horrible? No. Do I think it's their best work? No. If I had to give it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 5. Because it has potential, right? It could be a great show, but the producers have no clue. The producers are probably people they pulled off the street and hired to come up with the show. And these people have no creative bandwidth whatsoever, okay? Not an ounce of creativity in their mind. That's why we get games like Tug of War, Truth or Dare, musical chairs, like. So I give it a 5 because the show has potential. If it wasn't for that, it would get a lower score. But I don't think it will get a season 2. If it does get a season 2, I don't see Nick Cannon staying afloat or a part of this, especially with all the rumors and the things going on with Zeus and their reputation and how they run business. Because you got to keep in mind, a lot of this stuff was filmed last year. I don't think Nick would be a part of a season 2 or will attach his name to season 2 after he sees... after he filmed and witnessed what a hot mess a lot of this has been. Now, don't get me wrong. If you like the first episode with Natalie versus Jocelyn, that one was entertaining and whatnot. And it would be an entertaining show if they had different challenges, or they actually had a purpose, or they had a goal or a task at hand that wasn't stupid like what we're seeing here. You know, at least on Wild 'N Out, there's a purpose, right? It's almost like battle rapping, with comedy. So it's got its thing, and I think Bad vs. Wild right now, they haven't found their footing of what this show actually is. We end up seeing though that Team Bad with the Baddies ends up winning. Natalie's team, they win, which I saw that coming at the beginning anyway. So Natalie wins. Rolly wins MVP according to Nick. He says that she's the MVP. Now, again, we see at the end of the episode that Bree is backstage and she's talking to Megan, and she says that, you know, she's pissed and upset because of the whole Rolly pulling the hair thing. And like I told y'all earlier, I feel like everybody pulls hair. I'm not trying to be biased or defend Rolly, but I mean, like from Now That's TV to Zeus Network to real life, people be pulling hair. And if you say you don't or you haven't, you a lie. Because it's just human instinct. It's like a natural instinct to just grip somebody by the head when you mad and go to Pound Town on that ass. Now, if all Rolly was doing was pulling her hair and dragging her around, yeah, I guess, yeah, but she grabbed you by the head and that's why you mad, Bree. Let's keep it a buck. And if Bree had really went up there and done her business and did her big one, I would say it. I would give her that and say, Rolly, she got you, boo. She whooped your ass, sis. But she didn't, in my opinion. And I mean, and I want to hear from y'all too. So make sure you let me know who y'all think won that. Now, at the end of the episode, we have Sydney backstage trying to fight Rolly yet again. Now, I don't know if Rolly went to Sydney first or what, but the way it was played, it looks like Sydney approaches Rolly to fight her yet again. And at this point, I just think Sydney wants to be knocked the fuck out. I think Sydney wants to be knocked the fuck out. But you better be careful, Sydney, because you're going to fuck around and get knocked clean the fuck out by a man. A man is going to come up to you and knock that jaw. What did Nicki Minaj say? When bitches get their jaw broke, is that teeth? And then as she's fighting Rolly, she's like, we're all women here. And it's like, well, fucking act like one. If you're a woman, act like one. Because right now you're acting like a fucking catty gay male. That's what you're acting like, Sydney. That's what it's giving me. I saw nothing that Rolly did to Sydney this episode that warranted her trying to put her hands on this girl. And it has nothing to do with Sydney being transgender. I have always been a supporter and advocated for the trans community. If you go back and watch my videos, if you've been here, so don't nobody try the trans shit with me. Sydney is a terrible representation of a trans woman. Not that I'm the spokesperson for trans people, or not that I tell people who are good or should be good for trans people. I'm telling y'all my opinion and what I see, what these two blue eyes see. And what I see is that she's a bad representation and a bad role model for other young trans girls or trans people out there who want to live this lifestyle or who want to be their authentic selves. She's a horrible representation. Emphasis on the whore and horrible. Like, and it's all for no reason. Like, if I could see if maybe we could try to justify some of this if there was something there that she had done to you or these people do to you, but you look for camera time, you look for attention and clout, and you're so thirsty and desperate. And I cannot stand people like that. I avoid people like that in my life. They're toxic and they will drain your energy. It's draining watching it. Could you imagine being around it? And if you want to be treated like a woman, like the woman that you are, have some fucking decorum about yourself. Have some fucking class and some couth. And learn there's a time and place for certain fucking things. And you definitely don't go put your hands on another woman out here in these streets coming from a male to female. You don't do that. Now, if Rolly had put her hands on Sydney first, all bets are off. Knock Rolly's head off. Right? Knock that hoe's head off, Sydney. But that wasn't the case. It's the delusions of grandeur for me. Delusions. Okay? With a capital D. Now, French Montana closes the show. He performs one of his hit songs. I don't know what that song was called, but I liked it. Work, 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 work. What you work it with? See, it made me want to twerk my ass a little bit. What's that song called, y'all? I don't even know. Shit, I don't even know. I was gonna play it, but we'll get a copyright strike. Anyway, I didn't mean to make this video almost an hour, but I know some of y'all like them long videos, so here you go. This is for y'all that like the long videos. This is just for y'all. Thank you so much for joining us, you guys, and being here. Your presence is appreciated. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Don't forget how important you are. Don't forget you're special. Don't forget you matter. And remember that you woke up today for a reason, okay? There are people that didn't wake up today, baby, and you did. You're here for a purpose. That pain that you're dealing with, that's gonna pass. It can't rain forever, I promise you. Stay positive. Manifest your reality. think good thoughts. I love you guys. Remember that, okay? I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. I promise you I do. Thank you for supporting me. Please subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscribe button right below this video. Press the thumbs up button and like this video too. That helps me get into the algorithm. If you don't do anything else, like this video, okay? Get in that comment section and leave me your thoughts and opinions on this episode. Baddies versus the original Bad Girls Club. Are you team baddies? Are you team bad girls? Bad girl, I get it. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Live the life you wish you had. Sugar, spice, and everything, but bad girl. Let me stop. If you want to support the Damien After Dark movement, get in the description box below. And you can donate using PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle, okay? I very much appreciate that. And I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for the love, the subscriptions, the likes. Let me stop. Thank you guys so much for the subscriptions, the likes, the comments, all that, okay? I love you, and we'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. Bye.